Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, also known as Bobi Wine, is a 39-year-old Ugandan musician turned politician and by popular acclaim, the leader of the generationally transformational People Power movement, a platform where all Ugandans embrace their desired destiny through exercise of power enshrined under Article 1 of the Ugandan Constitution. Han. Kyagulanyi is currently an honorable member of parliament representing Kyadondo East constituency in Wakiso District of Uganda. On Wednesday, July 24, 2019, Han. Kyagulanyi officially announced his intentions to run for presidency in the upcoming 2021 elections. He is a former member of parliament for Kyadondo County East constituency in Wakiso District, in Uganda's central region. He also leads the National Unity Platform political party. In June 2019, he announced his candidacy for the 2021 Ugandan presidential election. He participated in the 2021 election, in which, according to official results, he lost to incumbent Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, although he claims this result was fraudulent. On December 14, 2021, he was placed under house arrest by the Government of Uganda. He has continued to protest his arrest. He was eventually allowed to go abroad, where he publicized through a documentary the corruption involved in 2021 election. Upon his return to Uganda on October 5, 2023, he was arrested once again. Kyagulanyi was born in Kozi Hospital, where his mother worked as a midwife. He grew up in the Kamwokya slum in the northeastern part of Kampala, the capital city of Uganda. Kyagulanyi attended Kitantale School, where he attained his Uganda Certificate of Education in 1996, as well as Kololo Senior Secondary School, where he attained his Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education in 1998. He then attended Makerere University in Kampala, where he studied music, dance, and drama, graduating with a diploma in 2003. In 2016, Kyagulanyi returned to university to study Bachelor of Laws at the International University of East Africa. Kyagulanyi began his music career in the early 2000s, and adopted the stage name Bobi Rob, similar to his Christian given name, Robert, taking inspiration from Bob Marley, who was also named Robert. He later adapted the stage name Bobi Wine. His first singles Akagoma, Funchula, and Sunda, featuring Ziggy D, brought him success in the Ugandan music scene. His music has been characterized as Kitandale, reggae, dancehall, and Afrobeat, often with a socially conscious message. He was the leader of the group Fire Bass Crew until its disbandment, after which he started a new group known as Ghetto Republic of Uganda. He has released more than 70 songs over 15 years. In 2016, his song Kiwani was featured on the soundtrack for the Disney movie Queen of Katwe. Bobi Wine's major music genre has always been Afrobeat music. Bobi Wine's music was being sold and promoted by the late Kasawukura. He acknowledged receiving receipts of 60M from his music sales in just 1 month from Kasawukura. He has a fully monetized YouTube channel with tens of millions of views. He has held various concerts and performances in addition to brand endorsements, all that bring income to him. He owns a commercial production studio in Kamwokya known as Firebase Records. The subject of this article is a musical entertainment genre that was developed by Wine in 2006. The music was created to entertain while also conveying educational messages, particularly to the underprivileged residents of Kampala's suburbs, including the ghetto. Some notable music projects produced in this genre include Ghetto, featuring Nubian Lee, Obayonju, Obilialote Butwala, Time Bomb, and others. The messages contained in these music projects were typically aimed at politicians, urging them to take greater care of the underprivileged, as well as encouraging ordinary citizens to be more responsible in their communities. Topics covered in the music included hygiene, maternal health, child pregnancies, child marriages, domestic violence, HIV/AIDS, and more. Wine's music resonated strongly with the public, earning him the nickname Ghetto President and helping him establish a prominent position in Ugandan politics later in his career. Kyagulanyi is also a film actor, mainly starring in local Ugandan movies. In 2010, he was cast in Cleopatra Kyahariwe's drama film Yogara. In 2015, he was cast in a lead role in the Tvagaza-supported film Situka with Helen Lakoma. He has also worked on a number of other films, including Divisians. Bobi Wine had his own reality TV show named The Ghetto President. He appears in the 2023 documentary Bobi Wine, The People's President, directed by Moses Bwayo and Christopher Sharp. It was shot over 5 years and follows Wine and his wife on the campaign trail leading to the 2021 presidential election. In April 2017, Kyagulanyi announced his candidacy for parliament in a by-election for Kyadondo County East constituency. His door-to-door walking campaign attracted attention both in Uganda and abroad. He won the contest by a wide margin, beating two seasoned candidates, Sitenda Sabelu of the ruling National Resistance Movement, NRM, party and Apollo Kantinti of the main opposition party Forum for Democratic Change, FDC. In 2018, Kyagulanyi gained increasing fame, championing the victories in most of the by-elections by the candidates he campaigned for, thus beating out NRM and FDC candidates. On August 14, 2018, supporters of the independent candidate for parliament Kassiano Wadri allegedly obstructed and attacked President Museveni's convoy in the northern town of Arua, near Gulu. Museveni's motorcade was allegedly pelted with stones, leading to clashes between security forces and protesters. Later, Kyagulanyi, an outspoken critic of Museveni, revealed through a social media post that police had intentionally shot at his vehicle, killing his driver. Kyagulanyi had endorsed Wadri's candidacy against the official pro-Museveni candidate in Arua. Kyagulanyi was arrested on August 15, 2018 for possible charges of unlawful possession of firearms and incitement to violence, after which he was brought in front of a military court and charged with the former the following day. The Times reported that Kyagulanyi appeared to have been beaten before appearing in court. Kampala Lord Mayor Arias Lukwago, a lawyer who has represented detained MPs, said that Kyagulanyi was in a worrying state of health and needed urgent medical attention. The government has repeatedly denied allegations of torture. Ugandan opposition leader Kizza Besigye called a press conference, where he demanded the MP's immediate release. With popular protests growing in Uganda demanding Kyagulanyi's release, and heated discussions in the Ugandan parliament, the Ugandan state prosecution withdrew the charges filed during Kyagulanyi's second appearance in front of the General Court Martial in Gulu on August 23, 2018. The prosecution indicated it would further pursue possible charges in a civilian court for a possible trial of the MP. Upon release, Kyagulanyi was rearrested and charged with treason in a civilian court. In September 2018, Kyagulanyi was released on bail and traveled to the United States for medical treatment for injuries he allegedly received in custody. The Ugandan government banned his supporters from gathering on the day of his release, and on the day of his return from the United States. He eventually addressed his supporters in a gathering outside his home upon his return to Uganda on September 20, 2018. In August 2019, Kyagulanyi was charged with intent to alarm, annoy, or ridicule President Museveni for his role in the Arua incident the previous year. The charges came a day after the death of Bobi Wine, a fellow Ugandan musician and staunch critic of Museveni, who was kidnapped and tortured by unknown assailants. On April 22, 2019, Kyagulanyi was detained while attempting to make his way to a planned concert at his private club in southern Kampala, which was cancelled by police. He was accused of leading a protest in the city the previous year without prior police authorization. The protest was held against the social media tax which took effect in July 2018. On April 29, 2019, on his way to the offices of the Criminal Investigations Directorate, CID, to honor a summons and provide a statement on the cancelled concert, Kyagulanyi was again arrested and taken to Buganda Road Court, where he was charged with disobedience of statutory duty and remanded to Luzura Maximum Security Prison until his bail hearing on May 2. In a statement the following day, Amnesty International demanded his immediate release and urged the Ugandan government to stop misusing the law in a shameless attempt to silence him for criticizing the government. On the day of the hearing, which was conducted via video conferencing, the first time in the history of Uganda's justice system, Kyagulanyi was granted bail and released from prison, with the court also barring him from holding unlawful demonstrations. On July 24, 2019, Kyagulanyi formally announced his bid to run for president in the 2021 general election. On July 22, 2020, he announced that he had joined the National Unity Platform Party, becoming elected its president and presidential flag bearer in the upcoming February 2021 general election. Kyagulanyi was formally nominated to run for the highest office of presidency on November 3, 2020. Shortly after his nomination, Kyagulanyi was arrested by the Ugandan military. On November 6, 2020, he launched his campaign manifesto in Barera, western Uganda, after state operatives cordoned off his NUP party offices, preventing him from launching the manifesto from there as planned. On November 18, 2020, Kyagulanyi was arrested in Wakiso District, eastern Uganda, and detained at Nalyafanya police station in Jinjia for 3 days. According to the Daily Monitor newspaper, police accused Mr. Kyagulanyi of having more than 200 supporters recommended by the EC to contain further spread of COVID-19. His arrest was met by widespread demonstration around the country, mostly in parts of Kampala, Masaka, Jinjia, Mukino, Mbul, and Wakiso. Although the Uganda police alleged that only 54 people were killed, human rights activists put the figure to more than 100 murdered and several others injured. Over 2,000 people were incarcerated during the subsequent protests. Kyagulanyi's bodyguard Francis Sentaza was killed on December 27, 2020, after being run over by a truck belonging to the military police. He was attacked while helping to transport a journalist critically injured by tear gas during an earlier confrontation between the police and a group of Kyagulanyi supporters. Another journalist was also wounded in the incident. On January 16, the Electoral Commission announced that Museveni won re-election with 58.6% of the vote. Kyagulanyi refused to accept the results, claiming that the election was the most fraudulent in Uganda's history. Kyagulanyi was placed under house arrest on January 15, shortly after casting his vote for the presidential election. The military surrounded his home and did not let anyone in or out for several days, despite Kyagulanyi claiming he had run out of food. The U.S. ambassador to Uganda, Natalie E. Brown, was not allowed to visit or leave food for him as the military blocked the convoy. Kyagulanyi was released on January 26 after the Ugandan High Court ordered security forces to end the house arrest. On February 1, Kyagulanyi challenged the 2021 elections in court but later ordered his lawyers to withdraw the case, citing bias from the judges, after photos were seen of the Chief Justice with President Museveni, who was the correspondent party to the lawsuit. Kyagulanyi has supported several practical projects to improve conditions for the poor. In 2012, he started a campaign to promote more regular cleaning in hospitals, sanitation, garbage management, and hand washing to prevent disease. A YouTube video from September 2012 shows him joining Kampala Lord Mayor Arias Lukwago in cleaning up Kamukya, the slum neighborhood where Kyagulanyi grew up. The same year, he also donated funds to build pit latrines and construct a drainage channel in Kyagulanyi 2, a Kampala slum that the New Vision described as being characterized by filth, crowded shanty structures, poor sanitation, and lack of basic social facilities. Kyagulanyi explained that he embarked on the project because these are my people, and no matter where I go, this will always be home. He has also campaigned for malaria prevention, with donations to Nakasongola Health Center, and references to the disease in his songs. In August 2013, Kyagulanyi visited the Bundabugyo refugee camp in Bundabugyo district, along with representatives from Save the Children, UNCR, and the Red Cross, to deliver funds and supplies. The following month, he was named as a parenting ambassador by Tvaza, an NGO that focuses on education and citizen engagement in East Africa. His message in this partnership was to promote responsible parenting among his Ugandan fans. In an interview about the project, he said that education is what will ultimately change the course of our country, and as an artiste and a father, I believe we can all make a difference in our children's learning. In 2014, Kyagulanyi was named as an ambassador for Save the Children's Everyone campaign, joining a team of 14 Ugandan artists who recorded a special song and video about maternal and child health. Other leading artists in the video included Jose Chameleone and Radio and Weasel, who made up the Good Life crew. Kyagulanyi and his wife Barbara traveled to hospitals throughout Uganda, including Nakaseke Hospital, meeting with midwives and health workers to popularize the campaign. Save the Children also took him to other regions for the campaign, including Nyamanza refugee settlement in northwestern Uganda for South Sudanese people. Currently, Bobi Wine is the patron of a girls and teen mothers empowerment non-government organization called Caring Hearts Uganda, founded by his wife Barbie Kyagulanyi. About Caring Hearts Uganda, non-profit for menstrual health in Uganda. Bobi Wine's show, which was scheduled to happen on October 8, 2022, was cancelled by the United Arab Emirates government on unknown grounds. Prior to his arrival, he was detained at the Dubai airport for 10 hours, he was later released and he spoke to his supporters. The show proceeds were meant to repatriate stranded Ugandans in the United Arab Emirates. Kyagulanyi is often outspoken about political and social issues in Uganda, generating some controversy. Until January 2019, he had a long-standing feud with fellow Ugandan musician BB Cool, who has sung in support of President Museveni and the NRM, while Kyagulanyi has supported opposition interests. In July 2014, it was announced that Kyagulanyi was to perform in the United Kingdom at the Drum Arts Centre in Birmingham and the Troxy in London. This led to calls for a ban because of his lyrics expressing opinions against homosexuality. Both venues subsequently cancelled Kyagulanyi's appearances. In a May 2016 Twitter exchange with ULC Monasteriality, an American Christian group that promotes tolerance toward the LGBT community, Kyagulanyi suggested that he had moved away from his previous homophobic comments, but did not specifically state that his views on homosexuality had changed. In 2015, Kyagulanyi publicly defended the Buganda Kingdom's fundraising efforts when it was harshly criticized by the outspoken Sheikh Muzada, stirring up a war of words. Kyagulanyi has at times been known as Omubanda wa Kabaka, the King's Rogue, for his devotion to the Kabaka, King, of Buganda. In April 2016, when Uganda's only radiotherapy machine in Malago broke down, Kyagulanyi took a leading position in widespread public anger at the slow official response, and posted a critique of the government's handling of public health care, challenging the country's leaders to make better use of citizens' taxes. Throughout the 2015-16 election period, Kyagulanyi refocused his messages to call for tolerance of different views. Kyagulanyi's public calls for calm activism during the 2016 election, with songs such as Dumbe, provoked mixed reactions from different political interests in Uganda. During this period, the Uganda Communications Commission denied that it had banned Dumbe from Ugandan radio. 3 months after the election, the U.S. ambassador to Uganda Deborah R. Malak invited Kyagulanyi to a formal embassy event, and commented that he was a positive influence for local youth. When the Ugandan government turned off social media during the 2016 election, Kyagulanyi used a virtual private network, VPN, to post on his defiance to the communications shutdown on his Facebook page, while also pointing out that the government continued to use social media during the shutdown they initiated. Kyagulanyi was later chosen as a panelist to speak about freedom of expression on World Press Freedom Day in Kampala in May 2016. In March 2016, he defended the right of his artistic rivals to express views that Kyagulanyi himself does not support. In August 2020, Kyagulanyi was dragged to court on charges of falsifying information, obtaining registration by false pretense and uttering false documents. On November 3, 2020, Kyagulanyi was arrested after his nomination to the election body for the upcoming general election was certified. A statement on his official Twitter account said he was violently arrested outside the nomination venue, temporarily blinded and brutalized by police and the military. While studying at Makerere University, Kyagulanyi met his wife, Barbara Itungo, who at the time was an S6 student at Bweranyangi Girls Senior Secondary School. Their wedding took place in August 2011 after 10 years of living together. They have 4 children. Kyagulanyi and his family reside in Majuri village, Wakiso District, where he ensures they go together to dig and get food, whenever we can. I do that because I want them to learn to live an ordinary life, not as a celebrity's children. On February 10, 2015, Kyagulanyi's father died after a lengthy battle with diabetes. The vigil and burial attracted hundreds of mourners including government officials and other celebrities. 1 month later, Kyagulanyi released the song Paradiso, which carries the message of valuing your parents while they are still alive. Kyagulanyi was featured in a 2022 documentary film entitled Bobi Wine, The People's President. Thank you for watching this video.